Welcome back, guys, to our DSA challenge series. In this particular phase of the series, we are looking at the questions which are based on dynamic programming. So let us see our today's question. Our today's question is target sum. What this question says, we are given an integer array nums and an integer target. There are two things provided to us. One is an integer array nums, and second is a integer target. We need to build an expression in such a way, and we are given a choice. We can use the plus symbol as well as the minus symbol. We need to build an expression out of our nums array by adding one of the symbols, either plus or minus, before each integer in nums. And then we need to concatenate all the integers. After concatenating all such integers, if our expression evaluates to the target, it means it's a valid expression. If it don't evaluates to a target, it is not a valid expression. So what we need to do is we need to return the total number of different expressions that we can build which evaluates to target. Let me further explain you this question with the help of an example. What is this happen? In example number 1, we are given a nums array with 5 integers as 1. We need to evaluate to a target as 3. We can apply either plus or a minus before each integer. So to build a target 3, what we can do is minus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. This is an expression which is able to build 3 because 4 minus 1 is 3, right? So this is a valid expression. In the similar way, all the expressions are valid as well as unique. So there are total number of 5 expressions that we can build in order to evaluate target by applying either plus or minus before each integer. So what we will do, we will return 5 in this particular example. In the similar fashion, in example number 2, we are only given a single integer nums, that is 1, and our target is also equals to 1 only. So there is a possibility of a single expression that we can build in order to achieve target. So our output will be 1. So I hope the question is clear to you all. Now let me further explain you this question with the help of code, how we are going to solve this particular problem. See, it's very important. The very first step is very important. We are adding either a plus or a minus before each of our integer. It means we are dividing this nums array into two subsets such that their difference is target. Yes or no? Suppose in this example number 1, there are 4 ones and a single minus 1. So 4 minus 1 equals to 3. Yes or no? In each of the expression, we can see this particular thing. So what we are doing is we are dividing our nums into two subsets such that their difference is equals to target. S1 minus S2 equals to target. Yes or no? So, and second thing is our S1 plus S2. We need to include each and every element of our array, right? So the way we are dividing the subsets, their sum will be equals to the sum of this nums array, right? So S1 plus S2 equals to num. So I got two equations. My S1 minus S2 should be equals to target, and my S1 plus S2 should be equal to the sum of the entire array. So after these two equations, what we can evaluate? After adding these two equations, our S2 will get cancelled out. We will be left with 2 times S1 is equals to target plus total. So what will be our S1 equals to? Our S1 will be equals to total plus target divided by 2. If I add these two equations, in maths we have done it many times, plus 2 minus S2 will get cancelled. We will be left with 2 times S1 equals to target plus total. S1 will be equals to target plus total divided by 2. So our problem is now reduced to count of total number of subsets in this particular array nums such that their sum is equals to target plus total divided by 2. This was the main step of this particular question. If you have understood this step, you have solved the 90% of the problem. So I repeat it one more time. We are dividing this nums array into two different subsets such that their difference is equal to the given target. If we can add plus minus in our arrays. So plus 1 on one side, minus 1 on one side. We are dividing it in two ways such that S1 minus S2 equal to target. And sum of the entire array, we need to include each and every element. So the sum of S1 plus S2, sum of both the arrays should be equal to the sum of the entire array, right? So S1 plus S2 should be equal to total. Now, after adding these two equations, what will happen? 2 times S1 is equals to target plus total. S1 will become equals to target plus total divided by 2. I hope it is clear to you. So now problem is reduced to count of total number of subsets in this particular array nums such that their sum is equals to target plus total divided by 2. If you see the question further, we have for calculating the sum of the entire array, what we did, we have for int I equals to 0, I less than and I plus plus, total equals to total plus num set the index of I, total is initialized to 0. If absolute of target is greater than 2, what does it mean? Suppose our sum of the entire array is 5 in this particular case. If the target is given to us as 7, so it is impossible to achieve the target, right? So if our absolute of target is greater than total, we will directly return 0. Or our total plus target mod is not equals to 0. What does it mean? If we are dividing it into two arrays such that their difference should be equal to target. If it is not an even number, if its mod is not equals to 0, what will happen in this step is total plus target divided by 2. What it will give you? It will give you some decimal value, right? 5.5, 6.5. Suppose total is 6, target is 7. 6 plus 7, that is 13. 13 divided by 2. What is 13 divided by 2? It's 6.5, right? 6.5, it's impossible to achieve 6.5 because we are given only the integer values in our nums. So we will, in this case also, we will return 0. If these two conditions are satisfied, it means it is possible to achieve the target and we will get some of the unique ways to achieve the target. So what we will do is, we will do sum is equals to total plus target divided by 2. This sum we need to count. We need to count the total number of subsets in this particular array nums such that their sum is equals to this sum variable, that is total plus target divided by 2. So we are going to do it using an iterative approach. We are making a matrix, 2D matrix, and declaring it with an integer t of size n plus 1 and sum plus 1. So I hope if you have solved the problems of DP, there are mainly 3 steps. The very first step is initialization step. So what we are doing, we are initializing the matrix in this particular case. If our I double equals to 0, what is our I denoting? Our I is denoting the size of the array. If our size of the array is 0, so it's impossible to achieve the target. So what we are doing is t at the index of 0 at the index of j equals to 0. If our target is given to us as 0, so it is possible. So for in each and every case, we will have at least a single number in which we can achieve target. So what we did, t at the index of 0 at 0 will be equals to 1. What does this matrix signify? What is its significance is t at the index of 0. If the size of the array is 0 and the sum is which we are calculating is also 0, then there is a single way in which we can our sum is equals to the given target. Then the main steps, for int I equals to 1, I less than n plus 1, I plus plus, and j equals to 0, j less than sum plus 1, j plus plus. If nums at the index of I minus 1 is lesser than equal to j, it means we can include it in our array. So t at the index of I, j equals to t at the index of I minus j, we will reduce the value of sum, that is j minus nums at the index of I minus 1, plus t at the index of I and j. Since we need to count the total number of subsets, that is why we have used the plus operator. Else, it means we cannot include it in our sum one. So that is why t at the index of ij equals to t at the index of I minus 1 times j. And at the end, we will return t at the index of n and sum. In this t at the index of n, that is size of the array is n, when the size of the array is n, and the sum is, which we need to calculate is target plus total divided by 2. So t at the index of n and sum signifies this thing. So at the end, in this particular index, in this particular cell, we will have the total number of subsets, a total number of unique expressions such that their sum is equals to the target. So the question was, if you have studied the DP, I hope you would have understood the question. In case the question is clear to you all, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and share it with your friends. Thank you.